This week in our collective heads, wanna put an old rumor to bed. Stereotype that you've all heard, how we're all just angry video game nerds. Most of us have actual jobs, kids and families and cats and dogs, yeah. This week in our collective heads, this week in our collective heads.
Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. I'm Patrick, giving you the gaming news like we do every single week, because news is important, but gaming news is even more important because gaming is awesome and the real world can suck, and gaming is fun. It's fun to escape and enjoy yourself, and the best thing to do is to enjoy yourself and play with yourself. So, speaking of that, let's talk about the backwards compatible games like we do whenever they announce them. Xbox is bringing out more backwards compatible. Hitman Blood Money is the first of that list for this week, which is one of my favorites. This is before Absolution, which I believe was the downfall of Hitman. I think 2 and Blood Money are fantastic, and I really enjoy these games. They're the interesting, unique way of problem solving, how you'll knock off contact is really cool. Also, we have Lego Star Wars 3, if you can't think of something completely opposite of Hitman and all of that. Lego's pretty much the opposite of that. The wonderful cartooniness of Lego and being able to adapt, which I think adapts so well into Star Wars. Absolutely love these games. I think the Star Wars games are probably my favorite of these. I know the Marvel games are great as well, but I really love this stuff. We got a rumor, which hasn't been confirmed that I've seen, but the rumor is that Diablo 3 is going to hit the Nintendo Switch. So I'm going to throw that into backwards compatible, which it's not. I'm glad that I would be happy to see that this goes to Switch. I want to see more. I want to see more first party. I want to see more third party non-ports over to Switch, which we will. But either way, this would excite me. I will say that with the small screen and the color tones, the dark tones of this, I think it may be a little interesting on the Switch. I really think they'd have to bring up the contrast on it to do it right. That's my opinion on it. I mean, but would I play Diablo on the Switch? Yeah, probably. I'm a fan of Diablo, so I'd probably be playing that. On to other news. State of Decay is going to be coming. Sorry, State of Decay 2. I apologize. Is coming out May 22nd. It's going to be on Xbox for $30, which we predicted it would come out this year, so we win. I got to play State of Decay a little bit. Didn't get into it that much, but it's a game that I probably would sink way too much time into, because I love this kind of stuff. I love zombies. I love the run around post-apocalyptic. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, it's right up my alley, so I probably should be checking this out. I mentioned earlier on in the show that try not to get political too much, but it happens. So I apologize when it does happen, but it's going to happen now. A lot of politicians are trying to blame video games for violence and for the mass shootings, even though every study, except for one, which was done completely biased and done under funding of NRA, every single study shows there's no connection to it. And in fact, there's a new study that shows that 80% of mass shooters, mass killers, serial killers, all of that, do not care about video games and don't play video games. So in fact, it's the opposite of what they think. The majority of people play games, but the majority of serial killers and mass shooters and mass killers do not play games. So that would kind of prove the point that it has nothing to do with it. But the idiot-in-chief has decided he wanted to talk about violence in video games and all of that, and unfortunately, he's got really no leg to stand on. So the lobbying that's been done on this, if you want to look at research and figure out, like, okay, what are the causations on this? Let's do some research on gun violence, because people keep bringing up stats, but the it's illegal for the NSA to have any research on this. They're not allowed to have any database on this. It's illegal for the what is it? Not the NSA. There's another branch that would be basically the government can't research on its own, and you have to have all these type of independent researchers trying to find something. What we found is that there is no correlation between violence in video games and mass shootings and violence in real life. It is the opposite. It actually helps people cope. It helps people to have an outlet for their frustrations, and then they're not violent. So it really irritates me that this stuff keeps getting brought up over and over. There's a highlight reel which I was trying to find. A highlight reel that he showed off to talk about this, and it was pretty stupid. So, by the way, that's Super Deluxe that did that funny video, because I don't know, the man's a clown. I had to throw that up there. Yeah, it's completely baseless for everything that they're bringing up, and we've proven that out, but it doesn't matter. It's like the anti-vaxxers. They've proven that vaccines don't cause autism. In fact, they've proven the only study was funded by someone who was was proposed and created by someone who was trying to make money off of splitting up a vaccine. Instead of it being an MMR vaccine for measles, mumps, rubella, there's going to be 3 separate vaccines, which he had the patents for. The only research that ever said that was Andrew Wakefield, and just like that, the gun violence and violence in general has nothing to do with video games. So on to some quasi-violent video games that have nothing to do with any of this. Where were we? Division 2, which a lot of people are excited about. I don't know. The Division 1 was a pretty big letdown for me, so I don't really see... I don't know. I don't see a push for this. I think there are some people who will want to play it. I will watch and figure out if it's going to be something worth my time. But Ubisoft is making the Division 2, so good for them. Personally, couldn't care less at this point. What I could care about a little bit is H1Z1 is going free to play. The reason that I say that is because H1Z1 is a pretty decent game, pretty cool game that not many people are playing because of Battle Royale and Fortnite and all that. So it's really cool. That's coming out with that coming free to play. Auto Royale is coming with that, so I think that'll really help them push Auto Royale and their brand. And it wouldn't be surprising to me to hear an announcement later this year about H1Z2. That's my opinion on it. If you want to call that a prediction, whatever. Speaking of Fortnite is coming to mobile. So the crossplay on this is interesting, because the crossplay for Fortnite is going cross-platform to Xbox One, PC, and mobile, not PS4. Again, locking out that. And I know the creators of Fortnite said that they're not going to. Oh, excuse me. The creators of Fortnite said they're not really interested in going Switch. If I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong on that, but I'm trying to remember my. I don't know my notes on that, but I'm pretty sure that it's not coming to Switch. Anyways, we're talking Battle Royale, but people aren't talking about regular Fortnite. If people talk about Fortnite, people say Fortnite, and they really mean Fortnite Battle Royale. So I don't know. I'm assuming that they're talking about the eventual game that's supposed to be releasing. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see more about that. And because I'm solo on this show, I can't fact check myself while I'm doing a show, so apologies on that. What's the next on the news? We got Black Ops IV. So I don't have a lot to talk about on this. It's coming out October 12th. this is the earliest a Call of Duty game has ever been released. Red Dead Redemption, sorry, I think Red Dead Redemption even makes Call of Duty move, is what Kevin put over here, which I don't know. I'm sure that it's gonna be a game, but I really don't have any pull to play these games. I've been trying to. I don't know. I've been trying to give them a shot, but I'm completely jaded to them. It's not as bad as racing games, but it's pretty bad. The good thing is, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, which I just signed up for, then I believe you'll get this first. Actually, sorry, that's not first party. So I don't think you'll get it. I don't think you'll get it day one. I'll have to look into that. But Games Pass, you're going to get games day one if it's a console exclusive. I can't remember if you can get it if it's a day one game. Period. So I'll have to look into that. Again, I'm not. I'm missing my notes here. Apologies as I stumble upon myself to try to figure out what the heck I'm doing, and chat dropped out. So I apologize if you guys are chatting in the comments as we do this live. No chat. All right, I will try to answer chat later on. I apologize because for some reason it's not popping up. We had some news about VR, which we haven't talked about VR in quite a while. The news here being that Oculus Rift stopped working briefly. Across the globe, because all these consoles and all of this, you're talking about things that are dependent on a cloud-based system, which Kevin and I have talked about extensively, about how painful this is going to be to unplug, if you will, to cut that Ethernet cord or that Wi-Fi. If the servers go down, how do these things function? Because right now everything is so cloud-based. And this is a great example of it. Little blip caused all Oculus Rift headsets to stop working across the entire globe. And to me, that is completely irresponsible. It shows if I can't rely on picking up hardware and playing games that I've purchased, I don't think that. I don't know. They did give a $15 credit out to everyone, which is nice of them to do, but at the same time, like I shouldn't have to worry about my games not being able to be played. The only thing I would say is similar to this is if you play any MMOs, if you play Hearthstone or any games like that, there are maintenance times. When you have a regularly scheduled maintenance, it's you can plan for it. You can say, hey, this is happening Tuesday morning is for Blizzard. I think that's perfect because what you're doing is you're saying we're going to make sure it's stable. Just understand that during this time we're going to do updates, and that's to make sure it's stable. You shouldn't have to. I don't know. It makes no sense to me if you buy a game, you buy a console, and you're like, oh, I want to play it. Oh, I can't connect to the servers even though it's single player, or my headset doesn't even work. People were talking about it being bricked. It wasn't actually bricked. But it's really irritating that something like this would happen. I'm glad that they're at least giving out credits, but very, very irritating. Got some news also about Hello Neighbor, which I don't know a lot about, but do I want to play it? Yeah, I do. Coming out on PlayStation 4 this summer. Another cool exclusive, in my opinion. It's unique. So from what I've seen of it, like I said, I don't know a lot about it because it just got announced, but it appears like a game where you can prank each other and stuff. I've seen the trailer just a little bit, so I don't know what the entire goal of the game is, but I don't know. It looks unique. It looks like, I don't know, it looks like a prank game. I don't know a lot about it, so I'm watching the trailer with you as I comment about this. He's turning on lights, and I was assuming he's pranking. That's a hammer. That's not, it's not a type of prank I thought this was. Is it? Hold on, is he gonna murder him? I have no idea what's happening here. Okay. Okay, keys. Never mind. Okay, I was like, you got a hammer. I always thought this was going to a very dark place. I don't know a lot about this game, but it's kind of interesting seeing. I don't know, seeing this go on. It does appear like it's some type of prank or trolling or whatever. But yeah, I was glad. I thought it was going to go to a very dark place where you're trying to basically get someone to murder, or sorry, plan murders or whatever. This is interesting. The door with an exit sign on it. I don't know. Anyways, that's my first impressions, I guess, of the trailer. I don't know a lot about the game, so let me know in the comments what you think about the game and what the heck, what's going on there. Sorry, it's hard to read this sometimes because I need to get this monitor just a little closer to me. Okay, so Days Gone is it was been delayed till 2019. Both Kevin, I think I said it was coming out this year. Kevin's notes said that he said it was coming this year as well. I could have sworn he said next year, but either way, we are wrong. It is going to come out next year. I thought this was going to come out this year. I think that to me, I'm excited about this because it's post-apocalyptic. Yes, everyone talks about post-apocalyptic stuff, but this is much more open. In regards to the game, it's like a post-apocalyptic open world GTA, which is what I've been wanting for a while. I actually have a pitch for a open world game which is very similar to this, so unfortunately I won't be able to make that game because it'll be too similar to this. We'll have to figure out, reshop that, figure out if there's something else that I want to do with it. But I'm definitely going to play this because if someone's making the game that I really wanted to make, then it's going to be good because I only have good ideas. Speaking of good ideas, Neil Druckmann has been promoted to vice president of Naughty Dog, which is great. I mean, his work for Uncharted and everything has been great. I think that it's completely. I think it's a great choice. Seeing someone who's kind of fought out in the trenches and been a part of Last of Us, and I think he was tied into Last of Us Part 2. But seeing someone who has done so much good work for the video game industry and done so much great creative stuff, it's really nice to see someone like that get recognition for that. So I'm really happy that he's getting that. There's a lot of shakeups going on at PlayStation, and a lot of Nintendo hasn't had one in a while, but it's a new generation of gaming. It's a new horizon, if you will, of gaming. All of these CEOs and vice presidents, there's so many that are coming in that have lived and breathed gaming their entire lives, and gaming is a relatively new thing, if you will, in regards to the entertainment business. If you think about the execs that were playing that up until, I guess, other than Xbox has actually had some of the younger people, but a lot of the people at Sony, a lot of the people at Nintendo, the people who were at the very top, heck, they actually top of Nintendo right now, wasn't a gamer. And you have people who are from a generation that didn't have games when they were growing up. And Xbox has been one of the few that has had gamers in there, which is surprising with some of the things that they've said and some of the stances that they've taken. But either way, it's a good shakeup all in all. I'm happy about it. Getting more young blood in here, and more people who understand gaming. Speaking of understanding gaming, which I've given Capcom a lot of flack in the past, and deservedly, but Monster Hunter World has become the highest selling Capcom game of all time. Wow. I mean, it's a great game, but that means that this game is beating out this game is beating out Street Fighter. It's beating out every Capcom game, which to me is a little surprising considering their history. But Monster Hunter, in my opinion, is that good of a game that it deserves it's that good of a game that it actually deserves a lot of credit. It deserves this type of attention. It's that fun. Yes, it's difficult. It's better with teams. Thankfully, there's a lot of people playing online because it's such a great selling game. Because it's such a great selling game, a lot of people playing online. A lot of people can help you, but it's a really fun game, and in my opinion, it's a very deserving game of getting this many sales. Let us know in the comments, anyways, what your favorite Capcom game is, and vote on what you think the new background for the videos on Twitch and YouTube should be. If you're listening on the on podcasts, I know that doesn't pertain to you. So if you have something you'd like to suggest for the show, if you're a podcast listener and something that would help you, tweet to us at TWIOCH. We're at TWIOCH everywhere, by the way, on Twitter, on Facebook, everywhere but Twitch, because of some reason. We're TWIOCH Gaming on Twitch. Anyways, let us know in the comments what you think the background should be, and if you're a podcast listener, let us know how we can help you. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching This Week in Our Collective Heads. Subscribe over here and click the bell, and that way you'll know about any new videos that we put up, because we put up a lot of gameplay, a lot of stories from games and stuff like that, and gameplay is down here.
Yeah, and you got more editorials and news stuff down here. Check it out.